What's your name and what's your game?
Hi, I'm Zhen Zhou. My game is Pastry Panic with cat. That's a cat.
So we're here at the Alt Control GDC. What's the Alt Control?
So Alt Control is basically a bunch of dudes thinking about what if controllers or games could go beyond a screen, and basically thinking about different ways to play games rather than just with a keyboard and a gamepad.
So do you have like a robotics background or like an Arduino background? Because it's quite a complicated. You're moving. I played the game. You're moving different cooking objects to different spots to kind of do the action on them. So you're cooking, you're baking, you're filling, you're slicing, you're kneading, and they have like different physical controls with each one. So do you have like, is that like your bag or?
So I'm actually just an industrial design student.
Oh.
I don't have much robotics backgrounds. I don't have much electronic background, but through my projects, I realized that sometimes you need to learn different stuff to make things work. And then I need to make this. What do I need to make this? I need to know this. I need to know this. I need to know this. We go and we try to make it work. I wouldn't say I know it, more just like I kind of hack it together, but it turns out okay.
Yeah, I mean, that's a lot of like game development. Like I always say that I don't know math, but I go like learn it when I have to. But it sounds like a similar experience. So like how much durability testing did you do? Because I felt like everything felt very durable and kind of like rugged.
So a big issue, basically in the controller we have a webcam looking at a few areas inside the controller to see what thing you put inside and how much you pressed it. However, because webcams are a little bit finicky, lighting conditions change. If you shift the thing around too much, it will also change, and then the webcam cannot detect stuff. So the durability and keeping everything steady inside the controller was a very big part of making sure that the thing works in the first place. Yeah, so durability was a big thing, and stress testing, well, I shared this controller during my school's open house as like the first round, and it survived that. So that was the testing we got, I guess. Other kids spamming on it.
And day 2 of the conference for you guys expoing, how did it hold up after the first day? I saw you guys were doing repairs and...
Not so much repairs, but more like, okay, so the weakest link inside the controller are actually a bunch of LEDs that we bought to stick inside, because we need to control the lighting environment inside the controller. And those LEDs, fun story, originally I brought a whole ton of batteries with me from Singapore over here.
Yeah.
But when I arrived on day 2 of preparation for the expo, we realized that the batteries couldn't survive in the San Francisco cold. So all the batteries we brought with us died. We had to go over to Target, thankfully it's closed, to buy some new batteries and pop those in. Yeah, but everything we're doing right now is basically because the batteries and the lights are a little bit unreliable, which changed the lighting conditions inside. So we've been replacing those. And after you replace that, you need to ensure that the webcam's looking at the right thing, and that's our calibration. Physical parts are all alive. It's just the LEDs that we bought.
And is it the first show that you're demoing something like this at?
Yes, this is basically my first time at Alt Control, my first time at a big con, my first time showing my work. It's all very exciting. My throat is dying. Yeah. But yeah, it's great.
And are you like a big baked goods fan? Like do you like baked treats and everything?
I do like baked treats, yes.
Yeah. What are the like Singapore must-have baked goods if you're going there? Or maybe even where you're from, like if you're from a particular region.
Singapore must-have baked goods. I mean, like, Singapore by itself doesn't have... I mean, like, if you think about Singapore culture, there isn't much of like, hey, we do big baking here.
Yeah.
But there are a lot of international people who come in to Singapore. Off the top of my head,
is there any interesting mixes? Like, because I'm from Vancouver and we got a bunch of like, we're going to take this cuisine and we're going to bake it this style, or we're doing like traditional like Chinese flavors and French pastry and all that stuff. Like, is there...
Oh yeah, there's actually a ton of that, mostly from the local bakeries which are trying something new.
Yeah.
All the franchises just do their usual thing.
Yeah.
But the local bakeries are like, hey, classic Singaporean desserts like chendol, which is shaved ice with a bunch of sauce on top of it and a bunch of like jellies and other candies on top. You're like, all right, let's take the chendol flavor, let's make it a cake.
Yeah.
That kind of deal, yes, that goes on all the time.
And is that popular? People like that, or?
People do like that, yes. Although it seems that it's some kind of mainstream. Like everyone has a chendol cake, but some places do chendol cakes better than others.
Yeah. Yeah, it's a weird part of like, yeah, I feel like that back home where there's like kind of there's like a baking fad that everybody's trying to do, and it's like, no, like if you did your own thing, then you'd be the only people with like that kind of flavor palette. So there's no like, no favorite bakery, no like, and it can be from like any cuisine, like.
Okay, well, near my house is not a big place, but there's this place called Chocolate and Spice, and they make really, 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 really good muffins that are cheap.
Okay.
Yeah, so often if I need a snack, it's the muffin. If I'm bringing stuff to school for my friends, it's the muffin.
Yeah.
Big party, I can bring muffins. Yeah.
Do they do spicy stuff as well? Do they do like spicy chocolates? Because that's like a popular thing in some chocolate stores.
Not exactly spicy chocolate, but there are some savory ingredients that are common in Southeast Asia, like prawn paste.
Okay.
Yeah, there's like spicy prawn paste cookies. That's a thing.
Yeah. But that makes sense. That'd be really good because like, I don't know, I grew up with like cheddar cookies, and I always thought they were weird growing up, but like as an adult,
it's quite an acquired taste, I think.
Yeah.
Spicy prawn paste cookies, coconut cookies with a bit of more. What was that? Sambal coconut cookies.
Okay.
So that's a spicy cookie right there. Yeah. But then the classic muffins, they don't really like mess around too much with it. There's a coconut muffin, but coconut muffin is common. And cheese muffin is really good. Yeah.
What's next?
What's next for Pastry Panic? Or what's next for myself?
You do a Kickstarter?
Honestly, I don't know how to monetize something like this. Like I make a controller, and the controller works with the game. Controller needs the game needs the controller, so it's a bit hard to spread. I mean, if Nintendo saw this and they're like, hey, we want your haptic stuff in the labo, I'll be like, sure, Nintendo, I'm gonna come down and help you out. Yeah,
that's not a bad next plan.
Yeah, that's like the dream, right? Because looking at all the big,
it's now connecting the labo influence on this year's All Control GDC. I didn't really think of that because that was like old world. That was like pre-COVID times.
I think for All Control, Nintendo's always been a big like inspiration for being basically the only AAA studio that tries to experiment beyond conventional controls. Like sure, Nintendo did Wii, then Kinect and PlayStation Move came out, but Nintendo did like Labo and all the other stuff that they are doing. In general, my opinion that Sony and Microsoft for their consoles team to keep to the traditional gamepad idea.
Yeah, or they don't even, like even with like the PlayStation Move controllers, there was a lot of wild stuff done on the side. Same with Kinect, there was a lot of wild stuff done on the side just from the hardware. So that's a cool point. Is there anything else you want to plug?
Anything else I want to plug? Please come down to All Control GDC and play the game. I don't know.
It's going to come out after I'm back from GDC.
Oh, it's going to come out after.
But you got like social media or something?
Yeah, you can follow Pastry Panic and myself on Twitter. Actually, I just made it for GDC. Before this, I didn't have a Twitter. It's at the Zen10 because my name is Zhen Zhou.
That's good.
Yeah. Should I spell it out?
Yeah.
THEZHEN 10, the number.
Okay.
Yeah.
Cool. Well, thanks for being on the Question Bus.
Thank you very much.